building, family. We got another powerful interview for you. Very excited. Show start in 1 minute.
Knowledge of self, uplifting the community. Let's talk about it. Uplifting the community. Let's talk about it. Real truth and power. Health.
Come on into the building. We got another powerful interview for you.
Knowledge of self. Uplifting the community. Let's talk about it.
All right, welcome to Real Truth and Power Live. We provide powerful information to uplift the black community with health, wealth, and knowledge of self. I got a powerful interview. We're going to talk about financial freedom today. So as you know how we do, let's start the show.
You are now tuned in to Real Truth and Power, the show that uplifts the community with health, wealth, and knowledge of self. Here's your host, Everett Winchester.
All right, we have a phenomenal guest. We are going to be talking to our brother from the Caribbean, Rooney Calmera, and he's going to be talking about financial freedom, how we can invest, a lot of different things. It's going to be a powerful interview. So let me bring my brother in. Let's not waste time. It's going to be powerful. I hope you guys enjoy it. Here we go. All right, I'm blessed to have my brother, Rooney Calmera. How you doing today, my brother? How's everything going?
Thank you very much for inviting me, Everett. Everything is good here in the Caribbean.
Wonderful, wonderful, man. Give the people a brief description about your background and how you deal with the financial freedom and finances and stuff.
Okay, now my name is Rooney Calmera, and I am an economist. I have about 24 years of experience in economic modeling, creating spreadsheets, financial analysis, analysis also about the economies. And as you know, I'm in the Caribbean on Curacao, that's the Dutch Caribbean. And I'm basically working from home. So this COVID pandemic, it doesn't affect me like where I'm working. And what I'm doing is I'm focusing on how to help islands in the Caribbean analyze data, put data together, and create the right policies. And I also advise investors how to analyze data, analyze the economic situation, and then also, create scenarios for the future. So my whole thing, those are the two things that I'm doing.
Now, let me ask you, because I know you talk a lot about financial freedom. I don't think a lot of people understand what financial freedom is. And explain that to them. What is actually financial freedom for people?
Well, there are two things. That's a great question, because a lot of people are talking about, I want $1 million. I want to become a millionaire. And some people say, I want to have like $10 million. But imagine I give you $1 million, but your expenses are $200,000 a month. You see, that means that you're only going to live 5 months of those 1 million. So financial freedom doesn't mean that you are a millionaire, or that it is related to how much expenses do you have? How do you manage your expenses? Now, if you want a great definition of financial freedom, it means that you can have passive income, so income coming every month in, because you have an investment, you have a business, or you have something that you have stocks, for instance. Something passive income's coming in without you having to work. And when that passive income is more than your expenses, then you are financially free. So in an example, if your expenses are $2,000 a month, and you have some stocks, or you have some real estate, and they are bringing $2,000 a month in, you don't have to do anything for those investments, then you are financially free. So it depends about passive income, how much passive income you are having, and then your expenses. If you have $2,000 coming in passive income, because that income is from the real estate or from stocks, okay, but you move your expenses to $5,000, then you are not financially free anymore. You see?
Right.
So financially free is basically you are laying back, and you are enjoying your passive investments, and you don't have to work. That's you don't have to put your labor for those dollars.
So it's kind of like residual income from other sources. I'm not actually working, but I'm getting it.
Yeah. So for instance, if you have this great show, and basically if you have this great show and you could go 5 years on holidays, and the shows that you have created, they generate enough passive income in there, and you could just live out of that passive income with your lifestyle, then you are financially free. So in summary, a lot of people, they think, like I said, you have to be a millionaire, etc. But I have this picture in my mind. If you, for instance, in the Caribbean, we go windsurfing. You understand? We go windsurfing. But if you have a guy who created something, created a website, created something, and they have people working in the Philippines for that guy, and those websites, etc., they bring in $3,000, and that guy can go windsurfing all the day. That guy is financially free, because that guy has $3,000 coming in, pays his expenses, etc., and the quality of life of that guy might be better than some other guy working for like $500,000 a month, but that guy, the second guy, has to work his whole life, because once he stops working, his mortgages will not be paid, etc., etc. So that's the definition of financial freedom. Hopefully, your viewers can have that as a goal.
Yes, that's a definite goal. Let me ask you, why is it that our community lacks financial literacy and not understanding about having financial freedom and trying to thrive for it? Why do you think that is?
Yeah, well, the basic thing is that they don't teach that in our schools. Yeah. So financial literacy is not taught in our schools. That's the basic reason. So we don't have to give the people like it's your fault that you don't know what financial freedom is. It is you are not taught about that in schools. So you're not taught about passive income in schools. You are taught to just go and get a job, get a good degree, become an accountant, become a lawyer, become somebody,
Right.
a top guy or top girl in work your whole life. You see?
Right. You
So
pretty much
the
taught the work.
working,
Right.
yeah. So the working is that's in our education. You should work, and you should get a great great university degree. But we are taught to just do that. You understand? We are taught not to create passive income. We are taught not to use our brains to create an asset, something that delivers money to us every day, every month, continuously. So I think one of the most important things that you can do once you realize this is start improving your financial literacy. Start improving your knowledge about how it works.
Well, let me ask you, because that's something, as I'm older and I'm learning, how do I go about teaching the kids, our children? How do we teach our children to be financially literate when we're learning ourselves? Do you have any recommendations for that?
Yeah. Now, I think I have this thing on my desk here.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to teach your kids to dream. You see, this is like one dream. This is one of my dreams. And I have accomplished a lot of dreams already. This is like a Porsche 911 4S. I know this. I dreamed this a lot of time. But this is just like the next dream. But I'm already living in my dream right now. I'm living in the Caribbean. I'm living in a blue villa. So teaching your kids to dream, that's the first thing. You understand?
Yeah.
So if you're just telling your kids, this is how it is, and money is, we don't have money, you're teaching your kids lack instead of abundance. You understand? So
yes.
my mother used to tell us, what's your dream? You understand? What is your dream?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be when you grow old? So my mother told me, for instance, this is a book, but the book you are reading right now is your ticket to that villa. And right now I'm living in that villa. You understand? So as a kid of 7 years, kids start learning. When they are born, they learn till 7 years. They are like, their mind is like soaking everything up, which the dad and the mother is saying to them. So before 7 years, you have to talk to them about their dream. What is your dream? Every time I see a young kid, I don't have kids myself, I tell them, what is your dream? You understand?
Yes.
Running the program, Everett, running the program in their minds so them to dream. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing is financial literacy. So you can bring your kids financial literacy, what they are not doing in the schools. You can teach your kids that by showing them what is an asset and a liability. Now, an asset is something that brings money in your pocket, and a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. So if your kid wants a bicycle, then you can start playing the game with them. Okay, that bicycle, is that an asset or a liability? Now, they don't understand that, but you can say, that bicycle, how can we turn that bicycle into an asset? Because if I give you the bicycle and you don't do anything, it's going to be a liability, because next time you're going to ask me that, my tire is flat. Can you help me with the tire? That, I need another bicycle. It's a liability because it's costing you money all the time. So how can you turn that bicycle into an asset? Okay, you can start driving around and selling something. You see, that bicycle, it's not really an asset because you have to work, but that bicycle brings money. Now, if you rent your bicycle to somebody else, the bicycle is definitely going to be an asset. It's going to bring you passive income. You see? Yeah. And just to make it specific, a credit card, then you move on. You say, hey, you want a credit card? What is this credit card? It is a liability because it will cost you money. This credit card will take money out of your pocket. You understand?
Yes.
And then you can tell the kid, okay, this is a stock. Daddy is going to buy a stock for you. Look at the stock on Yahoo Finance. Daddy is going to buy a stock. Instead of giving you a bicycle, I'm going to take $30 and I'm going to buy you a stock. You understand? The stock is going. So I like playing with it, giving people information. I have a nephew, and I'm already teaching him a lot of things about that. So I'm not going to give you money and say, okay, I'm going to support you till whenever because you are poor.
Right.
I'm going to give you. So and concluding this, my nephew told me, hey, Rooney, uncle, you are very rich. You are living in that villa. You are very rich. I said, rich? I worked a lot to get here. You understand?
Right.
So how you deal with people, I'm passionate. I'm passionate, and I have a social heart, and I give people, especially in these times of COVID, you give people who need food, etc. You understand? But if a person is healthy, if a kid is healthy, if a person is healthy and they can work and they can do something, hey, you need to wash my car because I cannot be giving you this bicycle and you are not washing my car. You see, you're not doing anything.
Right.
So teach the kids.
Right.
Teach them the basic things, and as soon as they can read, you give them the good books to read. You understand? You give them the good books but when they are young, start teaching them about asset, liability, passive income, etc. And the dream. The most important thing is the dream. Because if you have a dream, you can go from this situation to any situation. So your viewers right now at home, they have a dream. If they have a dream which is different than the current situation, you see? Right. Wherever you are, you can start them. But once you see that picture of that dream, you see yourself driving in the car, you're actually in the car. And now it motivates you to get to that place.
Now, let me ask you, what are your thoughts on investing? Because you mentioned it a little bit. You're talking about a liability and an asset, and you're talking about, financial freedom, not working, or, having income that you're not working, it's just coming to you. You mentioned investing a little bit. What are your thoughts on investing? I hear a lot of different thoughts. Some people say invest in yourself. Some people say invest in the stock market. What are your thoughts on investing?
Yeah. No, okay. I'm not going to give any investment advice. So that's like a disclaimer, of course. We just talk about the real truth, and we give people what we are doing and what the possibilities are. What I want, a couple of things. The first thing, whether you like it or not, people, your viewers, they are investors. Because if they are working and their pension premiums, I think in the United States you have it 401k and all those things. If you are working, you are paying premiums. That means that those premiums are invested for you for the future, isn't it? So we all are investors, but we don't know it. So right now, if you have something, the pension fund will buy stocks for you or bonds for you, and then will deliver that when you are 65. Okay. Hopefully they are still solvent. They can pay you, so they can do. But there is a lot of things happening in the world that you cannot just give your money to the pension funds, etc. I mean, I know your viewers are entrepreneurs. They are people. They want. I see Africa. We are the roots. We have the roots. But we have to become a little bit smart. So we are all investors, whether we like it or not. The second thing is investing means you are putting your currency somewhere, and that currency will work for you. You see, you can put your currency on a savings account, but the savings accounts are not going to give you a return. because right now I just listened to the Fed. The Fed has lowered the interest rate very much. The Fed is creating a lot of currency, and then you will not get that. So saving your money and putting their money, that's what they taught us. But saving your money when there is a lot, when the prices are increasing, that's not a smart thing to do. You understand? Now, when you invest, you can invest into your business. Once you invest in your business, that's like the best thing you can do. Invest in your business because it's going to take returns for you. So the second thing, you can invest in yourself. Investing in yourself is, again, the best return. Investing in yourself, I mean, you invest in your knowledge. Because once you invest in your knowledge and you invest in your mind, I mean, that's going to help you create anything which you want. You understand?
Right.
So the investing thing, I mean, we all have to become investors, Everett. I mean, we are investors already, but we all have to say we are investors. If you look at my LinkedIn page, I invite everybody to look at my LinkedIn page, and you see those things where you can find me. But if you look at my LinkedIn page, I'm telling I am the investor in 58 small island economies. What does that mean? I'm putting my money there if I see opportunities, but it also means that I am invested in them, in their lives. That means that I want to help those 58 small island development states in the world. You understand?
Yes.
So you see, that's another thing of investment. Where are you putting your attention? If you are investing in your household, in your relationship, you understand? You are putting your attention there. Instead of putting my attention on, Facebook, LinkedIn, and chatting, all those things, I'm putting my attention in there. Yes. Where are you putting your attention? That is also, you have like one day, every day you have one day, clean day. Where are you putting your attention? And right now, Everett, you are putting your attention on this great show to help other people. So you are also investing in their lives, isn't it?
Right. Yes, definitely.
You see? So investing is something. Now, let's take about just last part of investment. We talked about investing in yourself, investing in your mind with books, investing in your relationship with the right attention. I'm going to focus on this and not anything else. And then you have investing in stocks. Now, one of my investor friends who teaches me, he asked a question and he said, where can you buy? No, what is the biggest oil country in the world? I mean, what is the biggest, where, because we were talking about Venezuela, we were talking about America, etc.,
Right.
So where's the biggest? He said, and then everybody in the class said like, oh, we don't know. He said, the biggest one is Wall Street. Because you can buy everything on Wall Street.
Right.
You understand? So if you say like, hey, I don't like McDonald's, or I don't like a Burger King, or I don't like any other thing, because they are extracting our power. They are, whatever. You understand? Suppose that. So you can be owner of them. So the mindset is not like, okay, those guys are, they're bad for us, etc. You can become the owner of them by going to the stock exchange and investing your money in them.
Right.
In the Caribbean, we are saying we don't like cruise ships because the cruise ships are from North America and from whatever, and they are extracting our money, and we need to put our country, and then they're just coming there, and then they are paying only $100 and they are visiting all of us. So the right mindset should be, okay, where can I buy stocks of cruise lines?
Right. And they low right now too. And they low right now too.
They're down, man. You go in all the way. You see, so we're not talking. So you understand? It's shifting your mind and understand and realizing that you have to invest in everywhere. You are investing in there, and that's your way becoming financial, building wealth, etc.
Now, let me ask you a question. This might sound a little crazy to a lot of people, but I'm going to ask you a personal question. Why wouldn't you want $1 million US?
Okay. Great question. Great question. Listen, if you have $1 million US, and this is going to to sound a little bit strange, but what I told you about the Federal Reserve, this week, you can go to YouTube and check Colonel Powell, Federal Reserve, what he said. He said, we are ready to help the economy with whatever it takes. What that means, Everett, is they are ready to print currency, whatever it takes.
That's not a good thing, really, because it makes the dollar go down. Right?
It is a good thing for the people,
right?
Isn't it? The people money. Are just, it's good, money,
right,
currency.
Right.
But if they are printing, there is a formula called a formula in the equation. I will not go too much in that formula, but it is the monetary formula. It says if you are printing a lot of currency and the economy is still down, that currency will flow into the inflation, the price. You see?
Yeah.
So just to summarize it, imagine you have like $100 in goods. So you have goods, this car, etc., $100, isn't it?
Right.
We all want to buy this thing, but this is the only thing that is produced in this economy we two are living in. And with all your viewers also. We have a $100 economy. Now, this is suddenly we get $500. So we give $500, and there is still this economy, this car. Don't you think the price of this car is going to go up? Because everybody, all the $500, they now want to chase this car. There are no more cars built. This is this is the economy. There are no more cars. So imagine we go from $500 to $50,000. So your viewers and me and you, we now have $50,000, and there is only this car. Don't you think that the price of the car will go out? Because all those dollars will want to chase that same car. Right. The same product. So that's what they are doing. They are doing in the world, in the United States, in Europe, China. So people saying, I want $1 million. How much is that $1 million worth in about 5 years? Now you can go look. I'm a data guy, so you can go back to the past and see how much that dollar, the value of that dollar, how much prices have increased. So if you had $1 million like 20 years ago, because the prices are going up, that $1 million has decreased. Prices can go up by 2% per year, for instance. Then, like, I just calculated, if in 50 years 2% increase, your whole $1 million is becoming nothing. You see? So that's why you don't want fiat money. You want fiat money, but you have to invest it in hard assets, etc. You have to invest it smart.
Right.
So money is not our currency. That $1 million, it's not. It's good, but you should be focused on things that give you return.
Got you. Now let me ask you.
Things that stay in the value. Yeah.
We have a lot of young viewers that watch. Some are trying to do their businesses, and some are just out there, like my son, just trying to learn and figure out life. if you were 22, what would you be doing right now? What would you do financially if you were like 22 now that you probably didn't do, or that you could go back and revisit?
Yeah, great question. So to the young people out there, what I want you to say is you need a couple of things to do. You need to read all that you can read about financial literacy. And I'm not here to promote other people's work, but there are books about rich dad, poor dad. And I read all those books of Mr. Kiyosaki, because that book tells you about financial literacy, about how it works, etc. There's a book about fake money, he tells you. So you need to read everything out there about financial literacy, about, how it works.
Right.
That's the first thing. The sooner you start with that or not. The second thing, so that's the most important thing. Read. The other thing is you need to check your friends, because who are your best 5 friends? You understand? You are the average of your 5 best friends. Now, I had good friends, but if you want to become an investor, then you need to have friends that are investors. Because their mind, when they talk to you, they will talk about the investment, etc. Okay? So you are the average of your 5 friends. If you are 22, who are your friends? Where are you learning from? Now, the last thing is there is this thing called blockchain. And a lot of people say, I don't know what is blockchain, etc. Now, when I was 22, I was in college, in a university, and my friend said, hey, I'm just chatting with something, or I'm typing with somebody from Israel. So we were in the Netherlands, and he was typing with somebody in Israel. And I said, what is that, what you're doing? Yeah, they call this internet. It is not developed yet, but they call it internet.
Right. Yeah.
And he was Everett. He was literally typing in all those. You couldn't go to google.com. You had to put like 10.20.40, the IP address.
Right. I remember those days.
Yes. So I didn't catch the wave. Because look at 24 years later where we're sitting now, Everett. You're sitting there in Baltimore. I'm sitting in the Caribbean. We are chatting. You're working on your business, etc., giving everything. So to come back, what does it mean for the blockchain? The blockchain is the same. People are saying, hey, it is a technical thing. It is not important. The banks, most of the banks are saying, oh, it is illegal for people, criminals, for terrorists. That is not true. The blockchain is just a technology that decentralizes everything. I can be sending you $10,000 right now. You can be sending $10,000 to the rest of your crowd. We could be having an economy together here with this show, the real truth economy. We could be spending money. And I'm not against the banks, because the banks have a function. But those banks, we are transacting money, and everybody could benefit without even touching a bank. You see, so the blockchain for me, in summary, and I've written something on it, and I've also delivered some shows like you're doing right now on the blockchain.
Okay.
But the basic thing is I can create, with a wallet, I can create 10 accounts, 20 accounts, and I can send you money, currency, not dollars, but it is something like the dollar. I can send it to you instantly right now, and then you get it. So to the youth,
I'm sorry to cut you off. Is it like crypto when you say
yes.
the blockchain? Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So cryptocurrency is the currency, but below the cryptocurrency, the technology is the blockchain. And the technology is basically, we have a database. How it used to be, Everett, is I have a database, and this database is on my computer, and I am the only one who can get in. You go to the website, and you will go and put your name in this database. Now, the blockchain is something like you have the whole database, I have the whole database, your 50,000 viewers could have the database, so everybody can check the database whether I sent you money or you sent me money. Everybody can check the database. You understand?
Okay. Yes.
So the benefit is that the database cannot be put down anymore. The database is there. So the database technology and how it works is the blockchain. And one of the features of that blockchain is the currency, the Bitcoin, etc. But there are different things of them. So that technology, to come back to the youth, if I were 22 years old, I would dive
into that blockchain,
straight into that technology,
right?
Because it's going to revolutionize the world. Understand? It's going to change that.
Wow. Now, you talked a lot about assets. Name a couple of the assets that you have that you think are your greatest assets.
Yeah. Okay. So the greatest asset is your mind. Really, really. So everybody who says, I don't have money, I don't have a Rooney, you're sitting there, and Everett, you're sitting there, you don't know you have a mind.
Yes.
That's your greatest asset, because out of your mind, you can create anything you want.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Isn't that? So your greatest asset is not. The second greatest asset is the body. Why? Because if I have a great mind, but I talk all the time, I go every time live, etc. I don't take care of my body will tell me, hey, Rooney, slow down. So you have one mind, one body, isn't it? We all have that. And you have to take care of your body. So those two are the most important ones. Your mind gives you ideas, isn't it? It gives you ideas. It gives you return. Remember what we told you when we talked about the asset. An asset is you don't have to invest in it. Basically, you don't have to work, and it gives you return.
Right.
So your mind is something also. It gives you idea, but you are not picking those ideas up. You see? So your mind gives you ideas, gives you constantly. Yeah. It's like it's like a real estate. The real estate is here, man. Okay. Yeah. Your body gives you energy. It gives you it lets you live. So you are not doing anything, but you are breathing all the time, isn't it? So your body is delivering something to you constantly. You understand? So those are assets. Those are the most important assets. Now, you have assets like I have my business. I have my business from home, and I help people in the world with data analysis and policy, and also with investing and decisions. But those two are the most important one. I would like to give people, your viewers, focus on your mind, and try to control your mind every day with the positive things. Tune to real truth, power life. You have to tune in, and then you will listen more and more. You will invest in your mind, that you take care of your assets.
Right.
The second thing, your body. Go walk every day. Walk and then listen to this show. You understand? Instead of looking at Netflix, all those other things, you go and you have something in your ear and you listen to this show. Understand? There are nuggets in this show, and we have another one about the 65 years. I don't know if we can still tell. So listen to this show. You should listen to this show, and when you are walking, I walk almost all the days. I walk next to the beach, and I listen to positive things. I take care about my money. Now, once you take care of those two things, you can invest in the next thing. You can invest into your business. Start a business as a side job. Start a business from your home in Corona crisis right now. Mm-hmm. Go live from your home. You understand? Yeah. Go live from your home. Start your business. deliver a service to the world. That is your asset. It will bring you money. Automate it, make it more as an asset. Once you have the money, you have the currency, don't put all on the bank and say, hey, I'm okay. Invest some of them in stocks. See how it works. Yeah, talk to a wealth manager, etc. How can I invest in learn more about investing? Then you have other opportunities. You know, you can invest in other people. You can buy real estate. So this is a challenging world we are in. I want to just picture the global. I don't want to paint a negative situation, but the people from Africa, the people who relate to the people from Africa also, we have wealth. We have great wealth, and we can use that wealth.
Yeah.
This morning, I listened to a video, and it was about a country in Africa, and I will give it to you so that you can give the people, your viewers, that video. But it was talking about Africa is not a poor country. This country in Africa has like diamonds, gold.
Yeah. It's the richest nation. It's the richest nation.
It's the richest nation.
And they trying to suck all the resources and not let us have any.
They suck the resources and they give money, like funding, etc. Poor people for Africa, but the richest. If you are one of the richest countries in the world with gold, diamonds, you understand? If the people in Africa, if they know how to manage those resources, that you are not corrupt regimes, that you are not that you're spreading. I mean, there are people in Africa, they have like gold in their backyard. Right. You understand? But because it's a rich country, so you should listen, the viewers, listen to this to the show that you're going to also put in the show notes, etc., about that lady talking about Africa, and you will get like goosebumps because they are zooming in on Africa. And this morning, because I was preparing for the show, I listened to it. It's incredible. Wow. And then she tells you about the picture, how rich, wealthy in mineral resources they are. Gold, diamonds. How could a country that has gold and diamonds be the poorest in the world, while the central banks are using gold to back their currency?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Think about that.
That's crazy.
Think about that.
That's crazy. Now, I know you do economic models. First, what is an economic model? And, tell me all about that.
Yeah. Now, an economic model is, let me put it this way. Once you have something, you have a system, like, an economy, you can have patterns in that system. You can have patterns in that system. They call it system thinking. Mm-hmm. So my brain is framed to see the patterns. Okay? To see the patterns. And a pattern could be like this. Everett, if I'm giving you $5 and you are giving $1 to your kid, I'm continually giving you $5 and you're giving $1 to your kid. Mm-hmm. That means that you will end up with $4 accumulating, because there's $5 going in and $1 going out, isn't it?
Right.
Understand? So but now, if I'm giving you $5 and you're spending $10 to your kid, so I could do this, but I know for sure that the pattern is you're going to get a deficit, isn't it? Because you're spending more than you're getting.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's a simple pattern. So with an economic model, what do? I do it for countries, but I can also do it for investors. I also do it with investment. What you do is you put all the data of that country or that island in one spreadsheet, all the relevant data. Then you construct the structures. You to try to see what are the patterns, and the patterns you change that into formulas. And then the third thing, what you can do is you can simulate the future. So I can say, yeah, you can say, let's look at the future because the future is uncertain. Okay. What if this happens? What if that happens? Now, an economic model, I have created up till now 10 economic models of 10 Caribbean islands. There are Eastern Caribbean islands, and the Eastern Caribbean islands, those are 8 islands: St. Lucia, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, etc. And then the Dutch Caribbean islands, Curacao, etc. I have created that because that I was trained in. And those spreadsheets, I help governments and I help the people in those islands to look at the past and say, hey, these are the patterns. This is all the data of the past. This is the current situation, and this is the future. Now, an example. If you are in St. Lucia, an island in the Caribbean, and you are getting 400,000 tourists, cruise tourists, and then suddenly, because of this pandemic, tourists go down. No tourists anymore. So then the question with that economic model, you say, what is going to happen with the economy? How much is the economy going down? Because the economy is going down, how much jobs are we going to lose? Exactly. Not like just talking, I think, how many? Is it 1,000 or is it 2,000?
Right.
How many taxes are we going to get less? And on the other hand, on the other side, it's not only the negative thing, but you can say, if we want to solve St. Lucia's problem with unemployment, with the government deficit, with everything, by 2030, what do we need to do? How much do we need to grow tourism? So then you will get a target like, hey, we need to go through tourism with 20% every year. You understand? Right. So that's an economic model, but you can also do that economic model for financial people. And I have an example for that, that we can show a financial situation. Then you will see an economic model working.
Right. Now, before you show that model, because I do want you to show that example, you mentioned some stuff about jobs and stuff like that. Let me ask you, why is it a good time? Why is it easier than ever before to work from home and start a business from home? What do you think?
Yes. Yeah. So there are like 3 reasons why it is easier to work from home. Okay. The first one, you have all the technology available, which is like very low. Why? Because if you used to be, for instance, a production studio, the TV, then you had to buy like thousands of dollars in equipment, isn't it, Everest?
Yeah.
So right now, you are a production studio in Baltimore, and I also have my show. So more people can do that. They can share their information. If you are a person who wants to impact the lives of people, etc., and do a business with that, it is easier. So you have to have lower, it is easy to entry. You have to have a mic. You have to have some software. You have to have the knowledge. You have to have the good advisors, etc., like Everett himself, etc. You have to have the good. So you can do that. You understand? So It is easier. Entry. Second number thing. There are opportunities. Our world is connected. So with this COVID pandemic, what you have seen is everybody is at home. We are still connected. And then the digital businesses have a lot of opportunities. So if you want to sell something physical, then might be difficult. But if you want to sell something digitally, a course, a service, consulting, coaching, all those things, you can do it through the internet, isn't it? You have a mobile phone, you need to have your basic equipment from home, the software, the right coaching with people who already do what you're doing. I mean, don't try to do it yourself. Hire a coach, a business coach, somebody who is already doing it. You understand? Because all the mistakes you are doing, they don't have to make the mistakes, because you can help them. So it is very easy to do that. Number three. So now you got easy access to the system. The second is you have the whole market, the whole market. And on number three, look at the marketing. Look at how many social media channels there are, and an example. And you can be targeting people very easy. So imagine this. I want to send one picture like this. I want to send it to all the people in Baltimore between 25 and 48 years old, who are female, who like McDonald's, who are a business owner.
Right.
Now I have a newspaper in Baltimore, or I have the TV in Baltimore, or I have something else which you and I and all your viewers have.
Right.
We can do it, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah? We can do it, isn't it?
Right.
And then let's add something. Only the female who were married, who just got married, who just got married, because we want them to buy this thing for their husbands or for their, whatever.
Right.
We can do it. How we do it is through Facebook ads. We laser target that. So that's the basic thing. From your home, selling a service, having the software, being able to target. You can put $50, because people are going to say, Rooney, what are you talking about? Everett, what are you going to talk about? We can put $50 in Baltimore, target all those people. They're going to see this thing, isn't it? Tomorrow we can do it. So that's the power, how we do it. And as a bonus, I'm going to give you the fourth one bonus. This is my own experience.
Okay.
You need a team. You need a team to be able to deliver, because your team will be working in the business, creating passive income, while you and I will be on the beach, and your viewers, isn't it?
That sounds good. That sounds good.
So ask the people below, are you in? Are you in if you're watching to this right now? Are you in? Are you also, do you want to like this? So if you like that, what does it mean? You need a team. So now the whole world can be your team. You don't have to be in Baltimore. I mean, you love people from Baltimore and you are well connected there, but you don't have to to have an assistant from Baltimore, isn't it?
Right.
You can have the assistant in, for instance, anywhere in the world. The Philippines. Now, just an example. This background. Do you think that I have created it? No. I'm a man in a suit. I have designed the idea. I have thought about the idea, like I thought about this thing. You understand?
Right.
All comes together. I've thought about the idea, but I have a virtual editor working in the Philippines. His name is Mark Yung. And Mark Yung created that for me. So my team, so going back, you're working from home, your viewers, if you have a service, you can convert it into a course, a program, whatever. And I'm also working on a program. You can convert that. You can broadcast from home, and you can hire anybody in the world to do whatever you want. That's the power of Africa. That's the power I want to give to your people. We have the power that we can create anything we want, isn't it? And we can hire people in the world, the best people in the world, to do that for us. You understand? So we're not talking about anymore. Okay, I'm going to work. Okay, I'm going to work, but I'm going to invest part of that money into a business, hire some people from virtual assistants in the world, and I have done that. I'm doing that still. Virtual assistant, a virtual assistant that manages the processes, that can manage the show for me. Virtual editor that does the production. Mm-hmm. You understand? So you can do that from home. Now, where do you start? You need to start somewhere. You need to start, you understand? Yeah. By having an idea. Maybe, I don't know if you do consultancy or you do coaching, but approaching you, hey, I want to do the same thing as you. You have to pay, of course, because it's not like, hey, free. If you want free stuff, then you can go to YouTube University and learn everything. But right. If you want the example of Everett, etc., if you want to move on, then so that's it. It's easy. Right. It's easy. We have every bad thing brings the good thing. A bad thing is like a flower. It's like a parcel that you have to unpack. Until you don't unpack it, it will be bad. Once you unpack that bad thing, you will see the beauty of it. So I'm not saying like only positive, but that's what my mother taught me. Every bad thing, that there is no bad thing that doesn't come for the good of it. So that means this COVID pandemic, you are sitting home, etc. It's a time for reflection. Nature has told us you need to stay home and reflect and go and work with your wife and your spouse and your husband, etc. You need to invest in your relationship right now, and I'm going to shut down the world for forever, for 1 year right now. And people are thinking, hey, maybe this takes like 3 months and then we can go party again. It will not take 3 months. It can take 18 months, because until they find a solution, people are going to, are not going to travel. So this is the situation. Your view is right now at home to invest in your mind, in your body, in your relationship, and then also try to acquire some assets.
Right.
Create some assets. Yeah. Start from home. I would say if you are listening to this, then you have the necessary skills and you have the necessary tools to start the business. So I would challenge all the people at home, right below, what does it take? What else do you need to be able to start from home? What is your gift to the world? What do you want to give to the world? Are you an educator? Are you somebody who can cook? Then we can create a kitchen. Are you somebody who wants to discuss about African history? Then you need to go to right. You understand? Right. Are you somebody who is interested in, Black entrepreneurship? Empower. Then you need to go to that guy, isn't it? So whatever you have, no excuse anymore. You can do it.
Right. Now, I know you said something about this because I want you to go into your presentation, but I want you to go back because you didn't go into detail. You were talking about friends and who you're hanging around. How would you pick your 5 best friends? How would you go about selecting friends? Because you mentioned, if you look around about who you are who you hang around. How would you go about, selecting friends and giving some advice on that?
Yeah. Okay, Everett, I have 2 ways to do it, like the physical friends, real friends, and imaginary friends.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Listen, the imaginary friends, that's the more difficult one. What do you view? What do you see? What are you looking? So the imaginary friend is the TV your best friend? What TV programs are you looking at? If that's where you're hanging around, isn't it? You're hanging around behind the TV, looking at this all the time, looking at other. So if your imaginary friends is the TV, that means that you are becoming the TV. So because your average 5 friends where you hang around, that's going to determine your mind, what you put in your mind. What you put in your mind every time, okay, so that's it, the TV. But my friends are Robert Kiyosaki. It's like, he's not my friend, but I'm reading him like all the time. I'm listening to him all the time. I mean, that friend is when I'm in the kitchen doing the dishes, or when I'm walking in the morning, that's my buddy. Every morning we walk. You understand? Every morning. So it's like a game I'm playing. Every morning I'm walking, but I'm listening to that thing. Now, this is another friend. This is like Unleash the Muddy Inner Circle. So this lady, 21 days, every day, it's a 21 days program. Every day I read 5 pages of her, because that's how the book is structured. I can put the book in there, but the book is structured like 21 days to create something. That means that every morning I have to do that. You understand? So those are So my friends imaginary are Robert Kiyosaki, Bob Proctor, the guy from The Strangest Secret, the guy from, that's a video on YouTube, The Strangest Secret. When you listen to The Strangest Secret, you will understand more. The guy from The Science of Getting Rich. Mm-hmm. So I have read that book a lot of times. So I'm spending my time with that friend a lot of time. You see, so look at the podcast, look at the show, The Power, The Real Truth, Power of Life. They should be your friend because you're giving them enough information instead of going to the television, etc. Now, instead of going to the television and listen that. Now, your real friends, are you hanging around? I'm going to go like all the way. This is not going to sound good. People, maybe they're going to hate me, but hopefully from that hate comes a little bit love.
Right.
Listen.
Be truthful, brother. Be truthful.
I'm going to be real truth.
Real truth.
This is real truth, isn't it?
Right.
Listen, real truth. This is great. We're going to step in. Who are your friends on all these channels, these social media channels? Are you hanging around only? I'm talking to all your audience. Are you there listening to this? Are you talking only about negative stuff? Sometimes I go to Facebook and I have to tell something about my country, etc. Okay, because the country is right now in economic distress. And then I say, okay, I mingled in that discussion, negative discussion. Instead of going on Facebook, talking with you guys, with you, business, doing business, etc., I'm there in Facebook hanging around some friends which are negative. You understand? So being conscious about who are you hanging around. So who are your 5 friends that you hang around real time? Are you only hanging around people who are negative, who are saying you can't make it? I mean, that business idea, that car you're talking about, that's bullshit. It's never going to happen because you are poor. You understand?
Right.
Are you going around? So you ask me, how do you recognize those friends? Simple thing. Before you visit that friend, check your energy level. And energy level, how are you feeling? Check your heart. Basically, check your heart. How are you feeling? Because your heart, emotions are telling you actually what your thoughts are. So emotion is something that tells you what you are thinking. If you are feeling great, then you are thinking great. You see?
Right.
So the heart is the power. The heart is Africa is a form of a heart. So the heart is telling you, this is the real truth. The heart is telling you, okay, what's my energy? Do I feel good or not? Before. And then after that, friend, check in again with your body, which is your second asset. Remember?
Right.
How am I feeling now? If you are feeling bad, worse, that means that the friend drained energy from you. Or not. If the friend took energy from you. If you're feeling bad, okay, so it can happen once. It can happen twice. Okay? Maybe your friend has a problem and you're just giving your friend some energy and, okay, negative. But you have to pick up your energy. But if you are again with friends and every time after time, it's only dragging you energy. You're feeling bad, worse after you're feeling bad, worse than before. Then that friend is basically giving you negative information, negative ideas, draining your back. Time to say bye-bye.
Right. Out of here.
time to go on LinkedIn, on Facebook. I challenge you to then go and say, I want to see less from this friend. You see, less
Right.
comments. And then the second thing, if that continues negative, I want to block this friend. Just block the friend. You understand? From Facebook, you
Right.
block that. You can go even. So that's it. So you have to part from different people, and you have to look for new friends.
With good
Look for
energy.
positive friends.
With good energy.
And then
yeah.
in the meanwhile, you can be picking up books, Robert Kiyosaki, all those things on YouTube. I go to YouTube University to just study every time, and I said to myself, I want 5 new friends this month. Physical friends, real friend, and then how can I get more friends? You see?
Right.
So all those people with history. Now, this is going to be like, you're going to hate me. Your relationship, you have to invest in your relationship, but your relationship is only dragging information, dragging negativity all the time. Are you going to stay like this till you are 65? If you are a woman, if you are a man, you are listening to this, and the whole relationship is like, okay, he or she, yeah, I'm going to tell you, is he or she a liability or an asset?
Mm-hmm.
The people who want to move again, yeah, with your kids, you cannot do that, isn't it? Because your kid, even if your kid is like a liability, stressing you, you put that kid on this world, and you cannot say like, shh.
Right.
But with your relationship, you understand? Are you going to tolerate that, you know, yeah,
Right.
he's a good guy, yeah, but I'm feeling bad all the time. I'm trying to help him. Right? He's beating me, but yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good father.
Right.
He's a good mother. He's a good mother. But whenever I tell her, can you please, let's change, let's dream, let's do something. You're not going to do anything with that business of yours. I mean, it's not making any money. So, you understand? So it's time to just actually, that's basically,
Right.
you
Yeah.
have the power in your life. You have only one life, and you have the power to just check who you hang around with.
Right.
That's the most important thing. They don't teach us in the schools.
You're
Maybe
right.
our moms teach us this, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Take care who you hang around with.
Yeah. Yeah. The old school moms. The moms that know.
Yeah, the old school moms.
Right. Now, let me ask you this, because I know you want to go into your presentation. I don't want to keep you too long. Could you go into that, just show how you would help somebody, or you could break down how they could be financially?
Yeah. So before going to that, I want to say something people say about wealth. How wealthy are you? And also, we also covered financial freedom, isn't it? So we already know that financial freedom means that your passive income is higher than your expenditures. And you are financially free once you can do that. Now, this spreadsheet, this model that I'm going to show you guys, the Real Truth model, you can get this model, and you can get it. We will put on the screen that you can get this model to do this exercise yourself. And consider this model as a simplified thing. So the model is not financial advice. You cannot say anything about Real Truth Power or Rooney Calmera or Everett Winchester. Hey, you made me. You are using this model at your own risk, and that's it. It's a gift from us to you.
Right.
And if you grab this model, like when it is available still, then we know that you are serious about this. Okay? So you can grab it, but it's not going to stay there forever. So you better grab grab it right now, because we have to move to other things. Okay,
right,
we're giving this model. So if you grab this model, we are not going to share your information with anybody, but what we're going to do is maybe we're going to do in the future something extra with the people who are serious. They're going to become our friends, isn't it?
Right. Right.
Our inner friends, our closer friends. So This model is like this. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, and I'm going to fill in that right now.
Okay.
It is about wealth. Once you have wealth, like I said, wealth doesn't mean like I have $50 million or I have $20,000. It doesn't mean anything. It is relative. So once you have that figure, like the dollar number, then you need to relate it to your personal situation. And this model helps you relate that to your personal situation so that you can understand. Now, the first definition is wealth is not the number of dollars. It's the number of months. People would be like, hey, are you freaking crazy? Right. Wealth is the number of months that you can survive on without actually having to work. So we're going to create some wealth in this spreadsheet, and then we're going to show you how much your wealth is dependent on certain variables. The first thing you need to know is return on investment, and return on investment is you're having an asset, something that brings you money. How much money does it bring you? How much currency does it bring you? So if your return on investment is $15, and your investment was $100, then your return is $15. You see? If you invested in $100,000 and your return is 15%, then you can calculate how much money you get every month. And then let me show my screen. Let me share my screen. So this is the model. Remember, let me see. This is it. Are you seeing it?
Yep.
So the formula. So Real Truth Financial Model for my buddies in Africa who love Africa. We could call it also the Real Truth African Financial Model, but you can do this thing personally, individually, and you can do it for the whole region. Because every model, you can make it bigger. So I'm going to ask a personal question, Everett. So you put in the current years. The current years, and then when you want to retire, that's the orange. Let me see. So what is your age right now?
47.
47. So when do you want to retire?
Probably.
So imagine what is the year that you want to retire?
I give a realistic year, not the year that I want to retire, but I would say the average that people want to retire, say about 60.
65?
65 is cool, yeah.
So the model calculates that there are 18 years remaining, isn't it? So you fill in the first one, you fill in the second, and then it tells you years to retirement. Okay? So that's a simple one. And imagine you have a business that is the investment of the business is $50,000. Okay? So imagine you invested in a business. This business could be it could be stocks that you bought. It could be your business right now. But there's $50,000 invested. Now imagine that you have a return. That's the second thing. This business is bringing you 15%. Mm-hmm. Then what the model calculates is that you see the model. Mm-hmm. The model, this $618,000, they are dependent. It is calculated by taking this 18, taking the 50,000 and taking the 15%. Yes, and it is calculating that you need a total wealth of $618. Let's say $619,000, isn't it? Okay. By 65 to do that. Now everybody can calculate that. Yeah, if you are starting at 20 years, if you were 20 years, then look at what is going to happen. 22 years. The guy from 22 years. You see? Yeah. Then you have 43,000 years to go till retirement. And then with that same $50,000, Everett, do you remember? That's why I'm saying we started, I'm 50 and you're 47, but the guy listening right now, 22, who took our advice, or the girl, and then invest in that 50,000, they will end up with 20, on average, 20 million, okay? So this is not taking any other issues with, if you can modify the model and make it more complex, etc. But this is a simple, but let's go back. 47. So what does it mean? Then you want to see how much wealth you have. So you have this $619,000, and now you want to know how much months can you survive, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So to do that, you need to take into monthly expenses. If you have $5,000 in monthly expenses, you take this and divide that, and you get 124 months, okay? And those 124 months you can survive. So this basically means if you are 65 and you have this $619,000, mm-hmm. and you don't do anything, you don't have no income, no wages, no nothing, then you can survive for 124 months. So your wealth is 124 months. So imagine, Everett, that right now with the corona crisis, I'm going to put it in perspective. Remember, imagine right now with the corona, everything is locked down. You can't earn money, except we here with our show, etc. Right. Imagine everything is gone. You can't. And you have this $619,000 because you invested, and your monthly expenses are $5,000. That means that you are 124 months you can survive. The corona crisis is going to take maybe at minimal 18 months. You are going to survive through those months. So when you divide the wealth in years, you are going to have wealth for 10 years extra, okay? Mm-hmm. So your years of wealth, that's basically you're going from 65, 10 years, you can live till 75 years and spending. Now, I'm going to give you some extra bonus. What happens now if you see how dependent the wealth is? What happens if you have, not you, but somebody in the audience, they have a friend, and this is it's a woman, and then they have a player as a friend. And the player spends, so this lady who listened to us, she has $5,000 expenditures, but she has a player, and the player wants a Lamborghini, isn't it? And the player is bringing in expenses of $7,000 a month, isn't it?
Okay.
So this lady who worked here was good. This lady is also 47, and this player is going $7,000. You can pause this film and then see, what do we need to do? What do we need to do to add that to our model? And you can use this model. Now, this is the answer. You need to put $12,000 in here, isn't it? Because my expenses went from $5,000 the lady had.
I got you. Yeah, I got you.
So you see how important it is to have the right friends.
Right.
And to check if this friend is he an asset or liability. Now look at her. She's now, her wealth went from 10 years to 4 years. Did you see it?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So get that friend.
You gotta think like that. You gotta think.
The wealthy people think like this, and that's why they are looking for friends, etc., that help them. And it doesn't mean that everybody needs to be your friend, that you need to make profit. Yeah, you can help people, and I help people, but you can also help people that help themselves. So this is it. You see the difference, and you see the model. So if you have any questions of that, so this lady, what she actually did is she lived for 75 years. She could have lived 75 years till 75, etc. And then now her years of wealth went from 75 to 69. So after 4 years, listen, what is going to happen? And this is a simulation. What if? This is what I do. This is what I'm doing. I'm just giving you exactly what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing for economic models, etc., for countries and everything. So now, what's going to happen? What if this man stays with her for 4 years, and afterwards he goes to the Lamborghini and goes with another lady? You understand? Now she's going to stay till 69, and she's going to say like, hey, I don't have any money anymore, and my whole wealth is gone. So her wealth will be only 4 years.
Got you.
So this is it. See what your impact, your situation. Now they can get this. You can put that on there, and I will stop sharing now. Or do you have any questions regarding it? I think it's clear. Eh?
No, I was just going to say I wanted to talk about how they can contact you, and I'm going to also, the link is going to be showing where they can go and you're going to give this away for them so they can start calculating their own calculations.
Yeah, we're going to give it away. So the link will be there, and once the link go there, so I'm going to give two things. I'm going to give to the people who get in, and we will keep contact with them. Isn't it, Everett? We will keep contacting them. So if you stay till this moment in the show, you are really serious, and we are giving you everything which we can give you right now with your personal situation, your kids, how to deal with Corona, So what you're going to get is, first, you're going to get this model, and there's going to be also once this goes live, once this is there, you're going to get also. We have a guide, and the guide is we are working on the guide. My team is working on that guide, so you will get that guide later on. But the model you can get, but you will get the guide, and the guide is basically what do you need to have to go live from your home. So the basic things. Okay. So once you do that, if you grab that guide, if you grab this model, then Everett and I, we promise you that in the future we will contact for those selected friends of us, and we will do something nice for them. Is that okay?
That's
I
good.
didn't discuss that, but I feel generous today, Everett. The African people.
Well, we need all the free tools we can get, and I just appreciate you for allowing our viewers to, get a chance to get it. Just Brother Rooney, if somebody wants to just get some advice from you, talk to you just on finances and financial freedom and just financial literacy, where can they reach you at? Yeah.
So you see in my back, the back, you see probably Facebook, you see all my social media, but I'm giving a weekly show, and the weekly show is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and the show is at 4 o'clock AST, American Standard Time. So it is our Caribbean time, but you can see the episodes. I think we are running at episode 65 already. And the last time I did an episode, I start interviewing people. So if you are in the viewers of Everett, and you want to watch that show, and you want to love that show, promote that show, then I would be grateful, because that's what I give for free. You can see me at linkedin.com /in/Calmera. But once you link there, I will be looking at your profile, because you are in my inner circle, and I will be looking at your profile if you are a good friend or not. And if I see strange things, I don't see a profile, I don't see what you're talking about, etc., please don't link with me. But if you are committed and you have put a nice picture, some people without picture, they try to friend me. If you put a nice picture there, and you are dedicated, and you're going to use LinkedIn for improving yourself, if you have a job or a business, then please LinkedIn. If you are in the Caribbean, you know people in the Caribbean, please do that. Now, there is YouTube. I have a YouTube channel also, but I'm mostly on Facebook. So I would say link with me. And once you link with me, I want you to say Everett. So no, real truth. Isn't it? Real truth. So once you link with me in LinkedIn, you need to say the magic words, real truth. And I will instruct my virtual assistants in the Philippines that if they listen, this is how it works, guys. If they hear real truth, then it's at least consider them, because that's good quality. That's people, good people. Those are my people, isn't it?
That's right.
Those are my people. That's the tribe.
There you people.
And you can look at me on Twitter. Twitter also, I'm going to show that on that channel. It's mostly on my Facebook channel. It's mostly about the Caribbean, about the region, about what's happening in the world. That is, I focus on the Eastern Caribbean and the Dutch Caribbean. But if there is people, the diaspora, all over the world, they want to listen to what's going to happen in the world, that I'm giving there a lot of opportunities. So people, please check that. And then in the future, when there is an opportunity to go a little bit deeper, because we give a lot of information, you also give a lot of information here. But if there is an opportunity, when the doors open, and when you grab basically when you grab that model, and when you grab the guide about what you need, that means that you are raising your hand and telling, okay, guys, if something is interesting in the future, I want to get closer and I want to invest in myself. And invest, sometimes it means that we're going to do something with Everett, etc., especially for you guys. And then we cannot do that, like give everything away for free, because otherwise nobody can pay for the show of Everett.
Right.
You understand? So we are giving a lot of things for free.
And I appreciate
I hope people understand that, listen, if things are open, if you and I are if we are thinking about going the extra mile for those people, it's a small investment, but remember the spreadsheet, you invest, and if you get like 15% or whatever, you are building your wealth.
Yes. Well,
I've seen a T-shirt, Everett, that
I got you covered.
Invest in Africa, invest in so we're asking those brothers and sisters to actually invest in us, isn't it? Put their money on where their mouth is, isn't it?
You know it. And like you said, investing in yourself is just a key, and for them to just start investing to get financial freedom is the key. And I just want to personally thank you, and I appreciate you for giving our viewers a lot of love, a lot of knowledge about everything, and blessing us with some history of yourself and the financial freedom. So, Brother Rooney, I appreciate you, and thank you so much again.
Thank you. It was very nice being here, and also from my heart to your people in the Baltimore and all over the world in the United States. You need to follow this man. You need to follow this man, because he's doing this from his heart. And Africa is a heart. I mean, there are many, many layers. We cannot discuss all of those things today. Right. But Africa, it's a reason why it's a heart. And we should believe and we should understand that we are wealthy people coming from Africa. We are wealthy people coming from Africa, and donate something back to Africa. Donate something back to Africa. If you can help an entrepreneur from there, donate back. Wherever you are in the world, you can have an impact when you focus on that. If you want to broaden this information that you are receiving today, if you want to give it to somebody else, that would be greatly appreciated. Because if you want to comment there below, it would be greatly appreciated. If you are a positive vibe, we will go in and we will answer you. But if you are a negative vibe, we will just not be your friends.
You out of here. Well, Brother Rooney, I want to thank you again, and peace and blessings. Hold up.
All right, man. That was a phenomenal interview by my brother, Ronnie Calmera. I want to thank Brother Rooney again, because, I mean, he took some time out. We went for a long time, but he took some time to provide some powerful information. So hopefully you guys can take the time. Please go to this website right here. You can get a free tool to check on your financial freedom and try to calculate where you want to be, put your expenses in, so when you retire, you can have the right amount of money. And you can find out how much you need to invest in a business. So all of that stuff is very important. Like I said, it's also giving a free guide later on. So just register. It's free. Everything we're trying to do is just to give you free tips and everything on how to make it. And thank you all again for tuning in. A lot of people have been asking about these T-shirts. So stay tuned. Get your Real Truth and Power gear. And we out of here, man. Peace and blessings. Great show again. I got to hit my brother Rooney with the DJ horn. Bo, 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 bo. Much respect one more time. We out of here. Peace and blessings. Hotel. Thank you for tuning into the Real Truth and Power Live podcast.
wealth,
Please hit the like and share button.
knowledge of
Also,
self,
make sure you go to www.calmera.net
uplifting the community.
/Real Truth.
Let's talk about it.
CALMERA.net /Real Truth.
Real truth and power. Health. Wealth. Knowledge of self. Uplifting the community.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.